Taliban rulers decide against opening schools for girls above 6th grade. NEP should not be viewed from ideological lens, says JNU vice-chancellor. Teachers in Haridwar schools will not be permitted to use phones during working hours. Translating technical terms to regional languages is not aimed at replacing English, say experts. One free seat in each college to be provided for transgenders in UG course by Madrasuniversity. Assam government to set up one college in each minority-dominated area. Delhi University Academic Council members oppose the idea of CUET exam for admissions. Good afternoon and a warm welcome. You're watching Education News Network, where we get you the latest developments in education at the top of this hour. This is Nitya reporting from ENN and the Daily Stories app. Afghanistan's Taliban rulers have decided against opening schools for girls above the 6th grade, despite their previous promise and opting to appease their hardline base at the expense of further alienating the international community. The unexpected decision came at the start of the new school year in Afghanistan. It is bound to disrupt Taliban efforts to win recognition from potential international donors at a time when the country is mired in a worsening humanitarian crisis. The international community has been urging Taliban leaders to open schools and give women their right to public space. A statement by the ministry earlier in the week urged all students to come to school. The decision to postpone a return of girls going to school in higher levels appeared to be a concession to the rural and deeply tribal backbone of the hardline Taliban movement, that in many parts of the countryside are reluctant to send their daughters to school. The first woman vice-chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, Professor Santishree Pandit, has claimed that if the BJP government was not there at the centre, then her appointment would not have been opposed in the manner that it was being done currently. Talking about the National Education Policy 2020, she said there may be issues, but it should not be viewed from an ideological lens. She said that JNU's infrastructure was in a sorry state and her immediate priority was teaching and non-teaching appointments. I'm happy because 3 glass ceilings have been broken. Being a woman, the first non-Hindi speaking woman from Tamil Nadu and coming from an extremely marginalized class, she said. The professor of international studies said NEP should not be criticized from an ideological point of view. When Rajiv Gandhi's government brought it, there wasn't much opposition. Its interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary education is good. As a social scientist, I think science and technology need philosophy as well as a social construct, she added. Teachers in schools and intermediate colleges of Haridwar district will no longer be able to use mobile phones during their working hours. This order has been issued by District Magistrate Vinay Shankar Pandey with immediate effect. The decision has been made after the pouring in of complaints by parents and students stating that the use of mobile phones by teachers impairs their teaching process in class. The order issued on March 22nd said the complaints were found to be true in surprise checks by administrative officials. The teachers were found to be busy on social media, exchanging messages or playing games on their phones. Following this, all teachers in government and semi-government schools, intermediate colleges have been directed to hand over their phones to the headmaster or principal of their school or college during working hours. In case of an emergency, like one related to a family member's illness or any other medical emergency, the head of the institution will allow them to use their phones, the order added. National Education Policy 2020 emphasizes on empowering students from regional languages background. To enable these students to get apt technical education, the All India Council of Technical Education has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology to define scientific and technical terms in Hindi and other Indian languages. Experts say that enabling the teaching-learning process in regional languages is not about replacing the English language. Rather, it is about empowering students who did not have English as their primary medium of education in schools. MP Ponia, chairman of CSTT, says, in alignment with NEP's concept of introducing outcome-based engineering education, we have revised English language course books to make them simpler. The next step was to translate them into regional languages, he says. Since 1961, CSTT has translated about 9 lakh words in the fields of law, agriculture and more into the Hindi language. Of these, around 45,000 are technical words for engineering, said Punia, adding that first-year textbooks for engineering and polytechnic courses have already been translated into Hindi and are in the process of being printed, he tells. While 37 books have already been printed, 170 are in the pipeline and should be printed in another 2 months. The readied vocabulary is enough to translate second-year books for engineering and polytechnic courses in Hindi as well. Madras University plans on providing one free seat to transgenders in each college affiliated with it for undergraduate course. This move is aimed at promoting education of transgenders and will come into effect from the academic year 2022 to 2023. The university is already providing 2 free seats in each college affiliated to it for poor students who are socially and economically backward. S. Gowri, the vice-chancellor of Madras University, said that the university is planning to get the approval of the syndicate for the proposal during its next sitting. During the 2021 to 2022 academic year, the university had allocated a supernumerary seat in college for postgraduate program to transgenders, but no one joined. The university has enrolled 340 students from 131 families with poor economic backgrounds during the 2021 to 2022 academic year. The Vice-Chancellor also said that the university will waive the fee for transgenders who will be joining the undergraduate course during this academic year. The Assam government is planning to set up at least one college each in minority-dominated areas of the state that will have special focus on the education of women, as said by Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma on Tuesday. He further said a similar push will also be provided for areas that are mostly inhabited by tribal people and tea tribes. Responding to various issues raised by the MLAs of different constituencies, he said, "Our aim is to introduce general education in place of madrasa education in the minority-dominated areas. My plan is to open at least one college in all minority-dominated areas with special attention on women's education. There should be a lot of schools and colleges in minority areas." He further said that tribal areas and areas inhabited by the tea tribes are also going to witness a similar push in the education sector by the government. Talking more about the plan, he said, "We will sit and prepare a roadmap in this direction. We will see how many schools and colleges are required in these areas." He further said that a model school will be set up by the government in each assembly constituency and that the state government is operating in a saturation model to fulfill every task it undertakes. The UGC announced the decision to start the common entrance test for admissions from the commencing academic session of Delhi University. However, Delhi University Academic Council members have not welcomed the idea of CUET exams, citing that it will harm the causes of socially and economically deprived students. The council has also claimed that CUET will create an urban-rural and gender divide. In a country like India, people will not invest much in higher education of the girl child. So the gender ratio for higher education will be adversely affected. "We believe that the rural-urban divide will be widened if CUET is applicable," said the application. CUET is the Central University Entrance Test which will be conducted by the National Testing Agency. The big announcement came on Tuesday when the UGC chairman M. Jagdish Kumar announced that the CUET will be used for admissions in all 45 central universities. It is a computerized exam. Admissions to these 45 universities will be solely based on the marks of CUET and Class 12 marks will not be considered for the process of evaluation. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Education News Network. For more such videos, do log on to our website, theann.com, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Signing off, this is Nitya.